Voice is power. When you own your voice, you own your power. I am a communication strategist and teach empowerment through voice. With my birthday next week, it actually begins 53 years since I created the Vocal Awareness Method, which teaches mindful leadership and communication mastery. Throughout all these decades, I've had the privilege of teaching Academy Award-winning actors, Tony Award-winning performers, Grammy Award-winning singers, Olympic gold medal athletes, Hall of Fame athletes in multiple sports, broadcasters around the globe, politicians, leaders. And something I say to all of them in a first lesson is that you brought the talent, you brought the gift to your discipline, but someone actually taught you every single thing you do, which allowed you to fulfill your vision. But think about it. Who teaches us to be ourselves? You see, speech is habit. We don't even think about it. We just talk. And we don't even know we have a choice in how we want to be known. But you see, every single thing in life revolves only around two things: to choose to do something or to choose not to. Never matters how scary it is, how seemingly daunting. Even in abdication, we make a choice by walking away. But in empowerment through voice, vocal awareness, mindful leadership, I only care, does that choice empower us or disempower us? The goal is sovereignty, supreme excellence, or an example of it. We live in a society where perception is reality. Doesn't matter what's true. Merely what we perceive it to be becomes the truth. So tonight you're going to begin to learn how to choose how you actually want to be known. We do have a choice. It is not just the message, but the messenger. It is not simply what we say, but how we say it that matters. Every one of these very talented, focused individuals in their skill set is very structured, very disciplined. One of the axioms in vocal awareness is that structure does not impinge, it liberates. Freedom without direction is chaos. So tonight we're going to learn 7 rituals that create a meticulous structure that will enable you to be who you are. Let's all stand, please. Cup your hands behind your ears like this, and simply say, when I ask you to in a moment, when I speak, I need to be aware. In 3, 2, when I speak,
I need to be aware.
You can put your hands down. That's your voice as we know you. Please take note, because it's going to change profoundly in a few minutes. Now, all mastery in any form requires the integration of mind, body, spirit. And all mastery in any form is only integrated at the subtlest of levels. So that begins with our body language. The body speaks. And it begins with stature. Stature is not simply standing up straight. Stature is claiming your greatness, embodying how you want to be known. Core begins 3 inches below your navel, so we gracefully, elegantly pull a thread right up through the top of the crown chakra, just like this, and we don't stop here. Follow through is always necessary for efficiency in everything, so we pull that thread and put our arms down, and we're going to do it again, but notice the first thing your body does. It inhales. Watch. Embody yourselves as men and women of stature, claiming who you are. Notice how your chest opens, your core is engaged. Stature is not standing up straight. The first of the 7 rituals, all rituals have a spiritual foundation, begins with saying thank you. We say this internally, thank you to God, thank you to Source, or simply a deep thank you to ourself, our creation. Take a moment and take in the thought of saying thank you, please. And notice how quiet the room just got. Notice the first thing your bodies did, they inhaled. Now, turn off your left brain. You don't need to empirically understand this for it to work. I want you simply to hear the words love and let go. Feel what it might be like to love and let go. And please embrace that thought. Once again, the first thing your bodies just did was inhale. Is your space internally, externally quieter? The next ritual, the third ritual, is breath. Breath is fuel. If we don't put gas on the tank of our cars, we don't get to our destination. So if it's important enough to say, it's important enough to breathe before I say it. Tony Robbins used to refer to my rituals as pattern interrupts. To create a new pattern, you have to exaggerate behavior to break an old one. Breath is fundamental in that change, in that claiming of our power. But a breath is not only physical, it's also emotional. It's the quickest way to open up and the quickest way to shut us down. So in vocal awareness, we don't simply take breath, we allow breath. And watch what's going to happen in your rib cage and your intercostals. I'm going to ask you to allow a slow, silent, conscious, loving breath. Slow, silent, conscious, loving breath. Deeper, deeper, deeper. And exhale. Notice the intercostals expanded. A breath is not only physical, it is emotional. And it's a focus technique that will change every single thing you do. When I had you get into stature, when I asked you to thank Source, to love and let go, the first thing you did was inhale. I didn't ask you to breathe. It was primal. The body breathed. It's the body's way of saying, thank you for giving me permission to be me. I breathe to acknowledge that. But it also recognizes at the root of the word spirit, spiritu simply means to breathe. It's breath. I don't want to motivate you this evening. I want to inspire you. I want all of you to go forth and inspire others. Inspirare, to breathe into us. We don't simply drop a rock in the water and it sinks. Rather, it sends concentric rings across the surface of the pond, touching everything it comes in contact with. Our voice, our energy, does the same with everyone we come in contact with. So now the fourth ritual, to see the edge and arc of sound. And this is where those little gauze pads will come in handy. So if you take a moment to open them, please. When you do this at home, and if you don't have gauze handy, don't use tissue or toweling because it will stick to your tongue. Rather, use a hanky, a washcloth, something like that. I use my very special handkerchief. In a moment, you will see why. The most complex joint in the body is the temporal mandibular joint. 56 moving parts right there. Your jaw is capable of many thousands of pounds of force per square inch. The base of your tongue muscle is actually the strongest muscle in your body per diameter. I don't want you physically, emotionally to be the cork in your own bottle. So technically, we're going to learn how to extricate cork from bottle by getting rid of all of this extrinsic tension. I'm going to, in a moment, ask you to take the V of your hand and put it right under your lip line. And we're just going to stretch our jaws. When you practice this at home, it's important to do it on the mirror because you're going to see your head dip, your head rise. All we want to do is keep everything perpendicular, no upper body tension at all. And all I want you to do is stretch gently, just like this, with the weight of your hand like a pulley. This will help you get rid of any TMJ, literally. Relaxing. Now, take that gauze and gently pull your tongues down and out. Don't scrunch up. Stature. Source. No neck or shoulder tension. Hand to the jaw. And I'm going to do an exercise called a yawn sigh. You'll all join me in a moment. It's like yawning and sighing at the same time. It's done exceedingly nasally. We put on a weight vest sometimes when we exercise because it positively taxes the muscle. Well, the nasality does that for the larynx. It literally makes it stronger. It literally intensifies pressure flow, helping our voices to be more dynamic. So, listen to how I do it first. This will peel paint, but wait till we get to do it all together. Then we're going to actually break glass. Here we go. Watch what I do. Notice I never rush. Aspirated H. Exceedingly nasal. Ha, as in the word hat. No spreading, no tightening, no constriction. All we're doing is pushing air. All core, all support. Ha. Follow through. Follow through. We don't throw or run at a target. We run and throw through. We are learning not to speak to the end of a thought, but to speak through the end of the thought while moving energy through. So, let us put ourselves in stature, source, love and let go, what I call a CLB, a conscious loving breath. Hand to your jaws. Not forcing from the mandible, pulling from the weight of your hand like a pulley. Gently pulling your tongues down. We're going to count in from 5, and then I'm going to guide you through this yawn sigh, seeing the edge and the arc of sound soaring. Just hang and stretch for a moment. Sound does not project to the last row of the house. It soars. It's a law of physics called the Bernoulli effect. So here we're going to soar and release. In 5, neck, shoulders. 3, deeper, deeper, deeper. And rest. We sound like the Norman Mabrataco Choir. Aren't we remarkable? But notice the vibration immediately changing. Do you notice any tingling? Cup your hands to your ears. The phrase is, when I speak, I need to be aware, but in stature, conscious loving breath. In 3, 2, when I speak,
I need to be aware.
And rest. It's shifting, isn't it? Now, we're going to do this again in a moment, but first, the other rituals of vocal awareness. The 5th ritual, take my time. In all communication, it is never how fast, but how effective. Nothing is gained by going too fast. Potentially everything is lost. The sixth ritual introduces the concept of integration and integrity, which have the same root source, meaning wholeness. We listen deeply on the inside to what I refer to as our inner voice, our deeper self, and pay attention on the outside. The whole purpose is the sovereignty, the supreme excellence of the seventh ritual. Be myself. Not 2 words, 3 words that begin with a capital S. Notice it does not say present. Sociologists tell us the greatest fear in society is public speaking. They're mistaken. The greatest fear are actually 2 fears. Fear of abandonment and ownership of our power. The fear of being who we are. When we hold our breath, when we look away, when we wonder what others are thinking, we're in the white noise. We've abandoned self. In empowerment through voice, in mindful leadership, this work, you actually begin to claim who you're capable of being. So now, sound is expressed emotion. This isn't just a calisthenic exercise. This is art. It is your expression. So as we go through this one more time, followed by the statement, when I speak, I need to be aware, release, surrender, serve, and soar, and enjoy the company you keep. Stature. Loving and letting go. Source. Conscious loving breath. Seeing the edge and arc of sound as our hand goes right under our lip lines, no upper body tension, gently pulling our tongues down. And soaring. And 5, the sound of hat. 3, deeper, deeper. 2, Superb. Thank you. Cup your hands one last time. When I speak, I need to be aware. 5, 4, 3, 2. When I speak,
I need to be aware.
And rest. Sit down. I was going to sleep one night in 1980 reading Quest magazine when a thought came to me that wouldn't go away until it made me get up and write it down. The only paper I had was the cover of the magazine, which is framed on my studio wall today. It said, voice is the only artistic experience which is both finite and infinite at the same time. It is fallible and fragile, gone in an instant, unseen, only felt. Remembered from the past even a long moment ago. Anticipated, sensing its future, even as its present is just occurring. It's temporal, visceral, organic. Such a complex, simple, and beguiling transcendent state. That's what came through about 10 o'clock one night. As I began working with this thought over the next few years, one of the things I did was substitute another word for the word voice. Life is the only artistic experience which is both finite and infinite at the same time. Love, it is fallible and fragile, gone in an instant, unseen, only felt. And I came to understand the paradigm of my work. To travel the globe, helping us learn how to live life and love and express it through the power of our voices, the integrity of who we're called to be. My vision is to change the world through voice. Thank you for allowing me to teach tonight. Enjoy the journey. Thank you.